Nerd reactor, roll out.
What's up, everybody? John here, and it's time to talk about Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This is the third film in the series of the Fantastic Beasts series, set in the Wizarding World from the mind of J.K. Rowling, and it follows Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, who has been tasked with figuring out what Grindelwald is up to and how to put a stop to him. And with this film, there is some sparkle with characters like Jacob and Eulalie, but director David Yates brings another uninspiring story to the Wizarding World. Eddie Redmayne, he's back as Newt Scamander, and he's still an endearing character, still a socially awkward magizoologist, but he's getting better because he's teaming up with people. And he has his whole team. And with this film, he doesn't get enough of those moments where he gets to shine like in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But there is a scene that brings back that charm where it involves the crab scorpion-like creatures, and it has Newt Scamander doing that funny moves, and that's one of my favorite scenes in the film. But the film has a larger focus on Dumbledore's story, and so that means the character of Newt takes a backseat to that story. As for my favorite character in the series and in this film, you have Dan Fogler as Jacob, and he shines as always as the Muggle baker. He stands up for injustice, even though he has no powers. He's not a wizard. He is the beating heart of the series. Another captivating character is Jessica Williams as Eulalie Hicks, a witch who is delightful and has great chemistry with Jacob, and she's certainly someone I like to see more of in the future of the Fantastic Beasts series. As for the rest of the cast, we have characters like Queenie and Porpentina. They feel like they've been put aside, and the subplot for Queenie felt wasted. As a result, her story in The Crimes of Grindelwald didn't have much weight in why she joined the dark side. So with this film, it's just kind of like, hey, here it is. Whatever happened in the second film, it felt unwarranted. And then we have newcomer William Natalam as Yusuf Kama, and there's supposed to be an emotional arc for this character, but I didn't really care about him since he wasn't set up properly. And of course, with this film being The Secrets of Dumbledore, we have Jude Law as Dumbledore, and he does what he can with the script. I think it's still a solid performance, but it's really nothing to rave home about. And the main villain, Grindelwald, we've had many different versions of him. We have Johnny Depp and Colin Farrell, and now we have Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald. And he's always playing this disturbing villain, but in this film, he just feels like he's kind of there and going through the motion of being this one-dimensional villain. But I still enjoyed his performance. But it's like Dumbledore, Jude Law as Dumbledore. It's just a solid performance, but nothing too like spectacular. Like, ooh, this is great. And then we have Ezra Miller back as Credence. His story in this one just feels more like an afterthought after what he was doing in The Crimes of Grindelwald. And so pretty much like you're starting to sense a pattern of these characters where the writing team, they don't really know what to do with these characters. This movie is called Fantastic Beasts, so there are some beasts in this, and we do have some fan favorite characters returning, like the Niffler and the Bowtruckle. As for new beasts being introduced, there's like the crab scorpion creature, they're there, and there are a few others, but they never really felt like they were fantastic. And they just felt like just beasts, like fictional beasts, fantasy beasts. But there were never that moment where if you're watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, like that one I think had the best use of just these fantastical beasts, and there was like that sense of awe and wonder. With the story with so many of these characters, it just felt like a lot of the supporting characters didn't really amount to much on what they were doing, especially how they were set up in the second film. It just felt like the subplots were half-baked, and it was conveniently wrapped up too soon. But with the series, there's going to be more films, and there's going to be just more adventures and more drama, but it just felt like they could have really wrapped it up, but it felt like, okay, we're going to wrap it up just a little bit, and then we're just going to add something else to add more to it, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be as engaging for the next film with the story, with like the overarching story, because so far I don't think it matters what's going to happen later on. And so yeah, in conclusion, there are a few standouts. For example, Dan Fogler as Jacob and Jessica Williams as Eulalie. And there's a little bit of charm with Newt Scamander's adventures. But the downside is that the actual secret of Fantastic Beasts, the secrets of Dumbledore, was dull, and many of the subplots for the supporting characters felt lacking or rushed. And at this rate, does it even matter if the next sequel is going to happen, if the story feels like it's going to repeat itself over and over again, especially with the whole Dumbledore versus Grindelwald? I guess we'll find out once the next film comes out. But yeah, those are my thoughts for the film. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comments below. With that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.